everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Points of Articulation. My name's Dave, and if you're new to the channel, welcome everybody. Today I'm looking at the Star Wars X-Wing 2nd Edition Hyena-class Droid Bomber Expansion Pack, released in 2019. This interesting vessel was first seen in Star Wars The Clone Wars. Now, as many of you know, I am a massive fan of the Clone Wars and the prequels. Yes, I am an original trilogy fanboy at heart, but there's something about those Clone Wars stories and the prequels. I gotta love a good war story, and I know there's some people that don't agree with me with the prequels and whatnot, but different people with different ideas makes the world go around, right? But regardless, putting all that in the back of my mind, now I've been really busy on my channel doing different things, and I haven't reviewed any X-Wing ships in a very long time. So, you know what? The hell with it. The Clone Wars is back on TV. I'm hyped. Let's get some of these ships reviewed. And today we're looking at the Hyena-class Droid Bomber, a beautiful looking vessel. For the size of this beauty, it comes in at 1 3/4 inches long, which may sound small, but again, these are all in scale for the most part, and we'll look at this compared to the Vulture Droid I looked at last time, and you can see how small they really are compared to other vessels. It's amazing. So we have a lot to cover in today's video. We're going to take a look at the dials and tokens, the cards, look at the mold, the paint, put on a stand compared to some other vessels, and then we'll be done. So let's get moving. And now it's time for my favorite part of these videos, the dial token roll call. 1 maneuver dial, 3 small ship tokens which are double-sided, 2 calculate tokens, 1 disarm token, 3 ion tokens, 1 stress token, 1 jam token, 2 fuse tokens, 3 standard charge tokens, 1 electro-proton bomb, 2 bomblets, and finally 1 dial ID token. So that does it for all the dials and tokens, so now let's take a look at the cards. And now, like always, we'll start with the upgrade cards. Like in all my videos, I will go over the name of the card. If you would like to pause the video and read the stats below, by all means, go right ahead and continue when you're done. First up, passive sensors, trajectory simulator, plasma torpedoes, barrage rockets, diamond boron missiles, TA-175, bomblet generator, electro-proton bomb, delayed fuses, and finally, landing struts open and landing struts closed. So that does it for the upgrade cards, so now let's take a look at the 6 ship cards. And now looking at those ship cards, first up we have DBS 404, DBS 32C, Bombardment Drone, Bactoid Prototype, Separatist Bomber, and finally, Techno Union Bomber. So that does it for all the ship cards, so now let's take a quick look at the quick build cards. For the quick build cards, here's the first one, and here's the second one. So that does it for all the dials, tokens, and cards, so now let's take a look at this beautiful ship. Now before I get to that ship, I just wanted to quickly go over the insert that comes with this expansion. On the front page here, we have all the components that come in this expansion, such as cards, cardboard, and plastic pieces, such as the base. But, however, when we open it, there are some new rules that FFG wanted to inform us about, such as attack arcs and attack ranges, fuse markers, and of course some new devices such as the bomblets. All in all, some good information here. I like to save all these little pamphlets. I think they're awesome. Especially they have some great artwork I like to look at. Very nice stuff. And then on the back here, we just have a write-up with all the copyright crap. So now, let's take a look at that ship. So finally, let's have a look at this cool looking ship. Like in all my videos, I will go over all the major sections of the vessel, and then we'll get a nice close-up look to see those fine details. Now since this ship is so small, we're going to use my trusty pen to point out all the major parts today. So, on the top of the vessel, we have our droid's head, complete with sensors right here. Those are the red parts. We have our engines on the sides. You can see the little nibs popping up. Our ordnance pod, 2 laser cannons, we have our pylon section next to the main body. For the underneath, we have our secondary eye, looking very nice. Second ordnance pod, 2 more laser cannons, our engines are back here as well. Pylon sections and main body, looking good. I love the little sections here of line work, beautiful. And nothing's flat on this ship. As you can see, everything's protruding outward or has some nice detailing on there. Pretty nice. Now for the ship's wings, you can see they are nicely detailed. Some nice panel lines in there. Beautiful line work, I should say. In the center, beautiful details here. Now in the cartoon, these could open up and basically turn into legs like the Vulture Droid can do, and it would be like a walker. But sadly, this model is static. And that's the same for this side. You can see all the line work here. Fantastic. Some recesses in the back. Beautiful stuff. On the back, you can see the engine sections that I was talking about here and here. And the interior of the wings, you can see some nice molding in there as well. And that's on both sides. And we'll get a close-up look in just a few moments. But that is all the major sections of this beautiful looking ship. So now let's get a closer look. Alright, having a closer look, we'll begin with the wings. And I think they look amazing. We have some nice line work. As you can see, it's pretty deep in there. Pretty nice. I love the tips as well. We have some pieces that protrude outward. Nice raised sections. Looking amazing. Very cool. Coming down, we can see all the paneling here. Some recesses right there. And looking good. Nice points on here. See the top of the wing? Nicely detailed. Love the recesses right there. Looking good. For the centerpiece, we have some nice mold in there. Check that out. Beautifully done. Looking good. And that's the same for this side. There's no real differences whatsoever. Got some white in there for my backdrop. But very nice. I love the paint on here too. See all the line work. And the fronts looking very nice. I love the detailing on those. And then our center section looking very nice. I like the recesses in the back, the raised sections. Looking pretty good. So let's check out the interiors of the wings now. Now each wing is identical, so I'm only going to focus on the interior of the right hand side. And then we'll move on to the main body. And we can see some beautiful mold in here. Fantastic looking. I love this. Even the center has some molding on there. Beautifully done in my opinion. We have this cool cylinder, well half cylinder. Coming to the back section, which has some nice line work. Pretty cool, and I love the thickness of the wing. Nicely done on the sides. We also have some recessed line work, which goes all the way to the front. Nice deep cut lines. I like that quite a bit. For the underside, let's get some light in there. A little hard to film because of the color, but we can see some beautiful detail in there. Fantastic. Nothing on this is flat at all. You can see how everything raises up. All those modules. Beautiful stuff. Again, we have our cylinder. Well, half cylinder. Keep messing that up. And then our aft section of the bottom wing does have some line work as well as a raised section. Beautifully done. I think that came out great. And now having a look at the main body. This is my favorite part. Check out all the beautiful detail on here. Just a fantastic job. Tons of line work, recesses, modules. Fantastic looking. I really like this model. Nothing is flat, even on the bottom. We have protruding parts all over. Everything's detailed. Fantastic. So we have our laser cannons, which are recessed in and molded. Looking good. Like I said, line work all over for the paneling. We have our pylons, which look amazing. You can see the beautiful detailing going right to the wing. Very nice. Oh, looks great in my opinion. Same for this side. Looking good. I love the detail in there. We have our ordnance pod. Nicely detailed line work. 3 recesses in the front. Looking good. Then we have our droid's head. our sensors that are recessed in and painted that glossy red. Fantastic. And then coming to the aft section, the detailing continues. We have some line work as well as our engines, which are beautifully molded. Fantastic. And that wraps around to the bottom section, which again is just like the top, beautifully done, filled with more line work and raised sections. Fantastic. We'll start in the front. We have our laser cannons on the bottom. They're molded and recessed, which looks great. We have this giant ordnance pod with door. Very nice. You can see the black wash kind of got in there a little heavy. Looks kind of cool though, whatever. On the bottom, we have our secondary sensor or eye. Looking very nice, and that is raised up. Fantastic looking. I love that. Beautiful. Again, our pylons going right to the wing. Looking great. And on this side, looking good. Detailing on the aft sections, beautiful. Even in the center right here, leading to our stand port, which kind of sticks out like a sore thumb, but it's needed for the game, so I can't complain. But a fantastic job, and you can see the 4 laser cannons all recessed there. Amazing. Such a beautiful model. And that's everything I have to say for the mold. I think it is very nice. For the size, it does have a beautiful amount of detail on here. So now, let's take a look at the paint. And now looking at that paint on the Hyena class droid bomber, this baby features about 7 different colors. First up is a nice blue. I think it's a great color choice. Very nice. It's located on the main body on the top, as well as the bottom, and the exteriors of the wings. Very nice, very clean. I love that zigzag. Now I had to ask around and get a second opinion in my house, but the second color we have is a nice charcoal gray. And that's on the main body, opposite of the blue. You can see the nice stripe pattern there. And also on the bottom and on the exteriors of the wings. And it's the dark painted sections and that zigzag. And I think that looks pretty good. I like the design on here. Pretty nice. Now for our third color, we have black for the interiors of the wings. You can see how it is very dark. A little hard to see, but it's there. And moving on, we have black and white for the CIS symbol, red for the sensors or eyes, whatever you would like to call them, and that's on the top, as well as the bottom right there. And then moving on, we have a nice wash, which covers the ship and gets into nooks and crannies. It's not heavy by any means on this particular ship, but it is there. You can see it filling in all the lines down here and really making the detail pop. Really nice. So that does it for the mold and the paint. So now let's put this baby back on a stand, compare it to some other ships, and then we'll be done. So just like all X-Wing vessels, it comes with an awesome stand that you should be a pro at assembling by now if you've been watching my channel. Pick the ship token you want to choose. Right now I picked this one. You can see it just slides right on there and goes into place. Get your ship. Be very gentle. Slide the peg in the port like so. And just like that, everybody, you are good to go. And now for a quick size comparison with the Star Wars X-Wing 2nd Edition Hyena class droid bomber seen in the center. First, on the left-hand side, we have it next to the Vulture droid, and you can see the size differences there. Pretty interesting. And finally, on the right-hand side, we have it next to the Jedi Starfighter. Some pretty cool looking ships here, and if you're interested in seeing reviews of any of these vessels, check the links in the description below. And you know what, let's get a bonus size comparison in this video with the Hyena class droid bomber seen in the center. First, on the left hand side, we have the Republic Y-Wing fighter, a very beautiful looking ship. We'll be taking a look at that very shortly on the channel. And finally, on the right hand side, we have the Rebellion Y-Wing fighter, which is one of my favorite ships in the line. I know a lot of people disagree with me, especially in my review of it, but come on, I love this ship. I think it looks awesome. And that does it today, everybody, for my review of the Star Wars X-Wing 2nd Edition Hyena-class Droid Bomber Expansion Pack released in 2019. This expansion gives you everything you need to add one Hyena-class droid bomber to your Separatist squad, and I think it's a beautiful ship. For the mold, FFG again does not disappoint. Great recessed line work, beautiful modules, everything's there that should be, and I think it looks amazing. Very detailed, and I expect nothing less. On top of that, the paint looks beautiful. We have the main colors of that blue and blackish blue mixing together, and I think it looks great. My favorite parts being the CIS logo on top of the droid's head, as well as the red used for the droid's sensors, its eyes. I think they look beautiful. Everything just works great on this model, in my opinion. And that's everything I have to say about this beautiful ship today. I really hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, hit that like button. And if you'd like to see new reviews every Thursday, subscribe. As always, I really appreciate that you took the time out of your day to watch my video. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope to see you next time. Bye, everybody.